7:06 kickoff Eastern Time, 6:06 local time in Auburn. Want to thank Herb Tyler from Chick-fil-A in the Clemson and Senator for providing our lunch today. Tomorrow I'll send out an email going over our immediate availability schedule for next week during the open date. There'll be a few minor changes just for the open.
Okay. This Central Eastern stuff's got me all screwed up. We're staying in Eastern, but we're playing on Central, about 40 minutes away. So they were trying to do the itinerary. I said, heck with all that. Just keep it on Eastern. So we're playing at 7 o'clock Eastern time Saturday night. I know it'll be 6 o'clock up in Alabama. We're going to just keep it the same. But getting ready for Auburn. They're 15th, 16th in the country, and very, very good football team and in all phases, especially at home. This will be a big challenge for us. They got outstanding personnel. Really don't see any just glaring weaknesses at all, to be honest with you. But our focus is the same. It's just on trying to keep getting better. That was our objective last week, was to just try to get better as a football team, and I think that it's a definite for me at this point to say that we're better today than we were this time last Tuesday, and so we're just going to try to see if we can get a little better this week against a really good football team in our first big test of the year on the road. Their offense is going to be a big challenge for us. Most of you've seen them play. Probably the biggest thing just right out of the gate is their tempo. I mean, they play at a lightning quick tempo that really challenges you, and you have to get lined up. You got to communicate and handle all their formations and motions and shifts that they will present. Everybody's going to talk about their quarterback, and rightfully so. He's a very, very good player. He's their leading rusher. This is a 6'5" plus 250-pound athlete that can beat you running it and throwing it. And it's not like you can just load up the box to stop the run, because he can really throw the football. He's got a big arm, and presents a real challenge for us, just like he'll present a big challenge for everybody that he plays. But we'll have our work. I don't know that I've seen a guy break as many tackles as this guy at quarterback, and so that's the big challenge for us, is to do a great job with our rush lanes, do a great job with our eyes, and we gotta rally to the ball and tackle. It'll be a long night, so that's going to be the challenge. They've got a veteran offensive line. If you just look across the board, outside their right tackle, I mean, they got a bunch of guys with a bunch of starts. So got experience on experience there, and very good at running back, very good at wide out. Just good skill. Got an excellent tight end. So it's going to come down to the line of scrimmage and who can dominate in that area. So that's going to be our objective, and to try to affect the quarterback, and hopefully create some turnovers throughout the ball game. Defensively, same thing. They're very experienced. They got 9 starters back, plus that number 2, who was a starter his freshman and sophomore year, and then he was out the last 2 years with injury. So they got a bunch of guys that have played a lot of football, and now they're year 2 in their system, and they're playing really well. Got 8 seniors amongst that group. So senior football players are better than freshman football players most of the time. So that's I think a good matchup for us, in that we've got some experience as well. So I think it'll come down to the line of scrimmage. Their guys are long and athletic. They're really big inside. Defensive is kind of their quarterback. He's the leader for them. He's played a bunch of football there, and he's a preseason All-SEC guy. So overall, both sides of the ball, the biggest thing that jumps out at me is talented experience in some key positions. Most of the time, a game like this will come down to special teams. that can be the difference in the game. Probably will be the difference in the game, whether it's a big return, a big kick, a block, some type of mistake or something like that. So it'll be of utmost importance that we're on all of our P's and Q's there in the special teams area. But I think the number one thing is we just got to play smart, play poised, and be able to go on the road and execute. Been there many times. It's a lot like coming and trying to play here in Death Valley. It's a hard thing for people to come and win here, and it's hard to go to Auburn and win. There's no doubt about that. They've done a good job with their environment, and their fans will certainly support them. And then having game day and all that stuff that goes with that, they'll be jacked up and ready to play. But again, we just want to get better, and we're just trying to become a good team. We really hadn't done anything to pat ourselves on the back. We just hope we can continue taking some steps forward to be a good team. And if we're going to be a good team, you got to win at home. You got to dominate the teams you're supposed to dominate, and you got to be able to go on the road and win in tough environments. So this is our first opportunity to be tested in that regard, and it's a great opportunity for us early in the year. So we just got to have a great week of preparation, because the only way you can go on the road and win in a tough environment is you got to have confidence that can only come from great preparation. So our focus is on our formula for success, and today will be a tough Tuesday for us, but got to have a great week. Any questions?
Yeah, coming into the season, there were questions. You had questions about your team after 2 games. What now do you still concerns you, or are there new concerns? What did you learn about the team that you're surprised at this point?
Well, I think we've, you can only take the tests you've been given, and we've been given 2 tests, and I think we've passed them, and we've gotten better. We did okay on the first one, and then we got better on the second one, and we're going up a level, and so this will be a more difficult challenge than the first 2. But I like this team. I like the character of our football team. I really do. And hopefully that character will reveal itself Saturday night. This team has not been tested with adversity yet, and so until I see that, it's hard for me to measure that, where we are exactly. But I think we thought we could run the ball. We've been able to run the ball, and we hadn't really had to throw the ball a whole lot, but when we have, I think we've been pretty effective. Some of our young receivers have stepped up and made some plays for us that we were counting on, and I think our offensive line has played well, I don't. It's really not anything that has shocked me or surprised me at this point.
Yeah, would you like the idea of having 2 games like you had leading into a big game, or would you prefer in scheduling to come right out and play a headliner game?
Well, I think that our schedule is what it is. I mean, we got a difficult schedule. I don't know how many teams play 2 SEC teams out of conference. So, I think that we just line up and play who's on there. And if you open up with a nationally ranked team, or you open up with a team that you should beat, you have to prepare the same. And that's really no different. That's I just kind of chuckle sometimes because everybody we flip a switch or something, and this week we really prepare, and we're real serious about it. I mean, good Lord. I mean, we don't. It's no different. I mean, if it is, you get beat. That's probably why you see some upsets all over the country. You better. You just can't. You have to have a formula that you believe in, and then and that's what we've done a good job of with here, I think, is having a daily focus. Regardless of who the opponent is, it's about us. That's really what we're always trying to get our guys to buy into. It's about us. It's about us. We're good enough. We're good enough if you're about the right things and not let other things get caught up in your mind. And yes, people talk about, is it good or not? All I know is I just want to line up and play, and we're going to play 12 ball games. However they schedule them, it don't matter. We just want to win the opener we accomplish that, and we'll get ready for the next step.
Dabo, do you feel like just because of how little the first team offense has really been on the field together in the two games that maybe the offensive identity is a little bit yet to be determined?
Well, I mean, that's probably a fair statement in that, we've been pretty dominant with on offense, to this point. And, but again, and we hadn't had the ball a whole lot. So, that'll still be something that'll play out throughout the course of the season, and who's going to become the true playmakers and all that kind of stuff. But I see them practice every day, so I think I know our identity and what we're trying to do. It's just that when you get in ball games, you do what you got to do to win. And there've been a lot of great plays die on many game plans that never had the opportunity to get called just because of what happens in a course of a game. Maybe some fluky play or whatever. But I like these guys. Again, I've watched them practice, and we have some experience. I'm confident when you got the guys up front that we have, and you have the quarterback with the knowledge that he has, and a couple of horses in the back. So, I think the rest will all work itself out as we go, reveal itself as we play through the season. This Saturday, listen, I mean, it ain't gonna make or break our season, win or lose. I mean, you win the game, well, I mean, they ain't gonna cancel the season. I mean, you got 8 conference games to play, and another SEC to school in South Carolina to finish it up, and then hopefully a bowl game and all this stuff. And it's just about getting better. And if you lose, it's the same thing. It's just about trying to take advantage of your opportunities throughout the course of a season and getting better. And whether you win it or lose it, you always have the opportunity to improve. And we're going to have to keep improving if we want to get to achieve our ultimate goal. That's it.
Just another pretty good measuring stick on how much more physical this football team has become since you've taken over the program, and also measuring that with the SEC is a lot more. Harrison was talking a little bit about that.
We're not trying to prove any points. I mean, we're just trying to be a good football team, really. That's all we try to do is worry about ourselves, and we're not carrying some banner around or anything like that. I mean, I know we've improved in that area. I don't think we're where we want to be. Hopefully, at the end of this season, we will have made more progress, and some of it you have to recruit to really, have the identity you want to have and the culture you want to have and things like that. But I'm awful proud of this team. Made a ton of progress. I mean, I thought we grew up a lot last year. I mean, Kentucky, for example. I mean, Kentucky went to Auburn and beat Auburn last year, which isn't easy to do. And this was a really physical team that we lined up and physically beat in the bowl game. That's I think we've made progress, but we got to be able to consistently do that throughout the course of a season. And I don't worry about our guys showing up. I think they'll be ready to play, and I think they'll play hard. Our goal is when we play every week is hopefully to show people that we're passionate about winning, because that's what the Paul represents, and hopefully our play will reflect that every week, win or lose. Hopefully nobody's questioning our physicality.
Depth chart, they look like a lot of their linebackers are almost defensive back built kind of guys from what I could tell. Does that make it that tells me they're probably going to try to do a lot of different crazy stuff in terms of blitzes and showing stuff. Is this going to be maybe as mentally a challenging a week for Kyle to recognize some of that maybe than some other games?
Well, they're multiple. We've watched every play, from last year and this year, and they do a good job with being multiple with their fronts and their coverages. But 17's he's a big dude. He ain't no little guy. Ain't many DBs look like him. And now 25 is a guy that they kind of converted from safety. He's playing will for him, but 21 El Toro